Hi, my name is Peter, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to get some sample data into your contact center installation. The FastTrack team on Microsoft side, they did an amazing job. They created a tool to actually seed your customer service workspace to your Copilot service workspace with loads of transcripts and loads of cases. So if you want to start trying things out, like, for example, a workforce management tool or some other case analytics that you might want to run, you obviously need some data. Now, generating loads and loads of data yourself, that is obviously a very tedious job. So that being said, as I said, Microsoft released a customer service data generator. And I'll put the link underneath this video so you can follow the steps in there. But I'm going to do it with you so you can see all of the steps that I'm taking. Now, first, before you do anything, you need to install Python, right? So if you go to the Windows Store on your machine, you look for Python, you'll find a bunch. For this specific tool, you need the 3.11. Now, mind, if you have 3.12 installed or 3.13 installed, there is a bug in a combination of packages with these versions. You need, if you have 3.13 or 3.12, you also need to have the Visual Studio Build tools. It is much, much easier to just install 3.11 and then make sure that you do not have 3.13 and 3.12 installed. So if you have these, just uninstall them if you don't need them for anything else, obviously, and go with the 3.11 install, right? So that being said, you can just click it, press install, it will install everything for you, and then you can go to the next step. Now let's do that. For that, I use the terminal window, right? So if you don't have it on your bar, you can just find it in your start menu. It comes with Windows, terminal, it will just get you this, right? On this page, you scroll down a little bit and you'll find the instructions here to set it up. So I downloaded the zip file, right? That comes on this page. We go, it's here. The zip file is here. So I downloaded the zip file. I extracted the zip file right here, right? So this is the zip file. There's just a bunch of JSON files in there with sample data. And obviously the Python files. So I'm going to that directory. That's what I'm doing right here. And then I'm going to follow the steps step by step together with you. So to get started, I need to run python setup.py. And just to be sure, if you don't know what version you have, you can just type Python and then it will spit out the version that you'll have, right? If you want to escape out of this, Control Z, and then you're out of that again. So in this case, python setup.py. For me, the config file already exists, so I'll override it. But if you have never done it, it won't ask you this, obviously. So that's step one. And then we need to install a few other packages. So I'll do that as well. And again, I did that, so it might be a lot faster for me because obviously I have NumPy. I have a few of those packages. So if yours takes a little bit more time, that is absolutely okay. Don't worry about it. You should, however, have no errors in these steps, right? So if you have an error, then that means that we have to do something else. One of those errors, right, could be that it says, I can't activate your Visual Studio environment. That specific error is the one that I was referring to with Python 3.13 and Python 3.12. If that happens, you need to either downgrade to 3.11 or you need to install the Visual Studio Build tools to make it work, right? Microsoft says here that you can also use the specific guidance to use Python 3.11. I find that doesn't work too well. Right, so do your own thing. You should go through these steps without any issues. So again, for me, I had these packages installed, so this went through really fast. For you, it could take a little bit more time. Now, if you have installed all of the requirements, so I did this step, I did this step, and I did this step, then now it is time to actually run the tool, right? So Microsoft uses Streamlit for that, and it's just a browser-based tool. So it will boot up, it will run in your browser, and there you go. You got the customer service data generator. Now we need a few things to actually go and start and generate everything. We need the environment URL. That's easy. That's the first part of this, right? The environment URL. I need a cookie, and the cookie you can get from a request. So from any request. So if I go to inspect, I'll get my my inspector window open. Let me refresh this page and then get the inspect window. You go to the network tab and then basically pick any of the top requests. Doesn't really matter which one. And then you go down to, there we go. Instead of getting a script, make sure that you do have an actual URL. These are all pings. What? Okay, so let me. Oh, okay. So make sure So once you're in here, make sure that you pick anything that does obviously go into the right URL. So it has to start with this request URL, right? There's a few of those. Let's go to a CDN, that is, or to content.power apps. Those might not have the good cookie. So please do check which one you have. In this case, I'm going to quickly filter this out. I want to filter it down, sort it by type. And there we go. I'm going to take this MSDN retrieve tenant settings. You can see that it goes here. And then I have a cookie that comes along with this specific request. Now, the thing that you need to do is you need to copy this whole thing over, right? So copy it over and then go back to your tool, paste it in there, and that is fine. Now, the next thing we have is a randomized created on. So I can literally say, hey, I want to create any last X days, right? So I can say, I just want to say that I want everything to be spread out over the last 10 days or so. Then I need to tie it to a specific customer. Now, obviously, that is something that I do need to do. I have a customer here that is Peter. Now, to get the ID of the customer, the quickest thing you can do is just to copy over the link underneath the share button, right? And then if you copy over this link, you can paste it in here and then you can see, so this is my contact. It says entity contact and then it says the ID. So it is this part that you need, right? So let's put that in there as well. And then the same for the workstream and the queue ID. For that, obviously, I need to go to the customer service admin center or the Copilot service admin center. In this case, go to workstreams. And it doesn't really matter which workstream you want to work with. So let me just pick chat. Right, but any workstream should work. And let me get the URL on that. Let me just paste it in here. That is this one. And then you can see that the workstream ID is actually in here, but it is HTML encoded. So that means that after the %22 and before this %22, this is your workstream ID. So I'm copying over that one, pasting it in here. And I did the same for the queue ID already. So in this case, I went to queues, advanced queues. I just picked, well, obviously you want to have a queue that corresponds with your type, in this case, messaging. So I'm picking the default messaging queue, copying over the URL, right? Just pasting it in here. And the same thing happens here. So after the %22, which is here, right? We enter it, and then before the other 22, this is your queue ID. So I'm putting that in here as well. Now you can say how much transcripts do you want, right? In this case, a batch of 10. And then also for cases that you want to add later, you can also say, hey, I want to add 10. In total, I want to have like 100, right? So let's not do 1,000, but let's do 100. Now you can generate your transcripts yourself if you want. So Microsoft actually provided some Copilot, let me scroll all the way down, some Copilot prompting to generate that for you. Or you can use the things that Microsoft provided. So Microsoft has a lot of transcripts for food, for hotel and travel, or IT help desk, for Azure support, etc. They provided that for you. So I'm just going to use one of the Microsoft provided ones. So in this case, I'm going to say, let's do the retail support. That's perfect. And then I can say process transcripts. And it's just gonna, in this case, run through that JSON file. And if there's no errors, if I copied over all of the IDs, then we will be able to see all of those transcripts in a bit. So this takes just a minute or so. It's pretty fast. Again, it does that in batches. Let's wait it out. And then let's also, in the same go, generate some cases as well, right? So we got the transcripts, conversation records with chat transcripts. Let's create some cases as well. So I'm going to the case generator. Now here's one where you can say I want to have random cases. So this uses actually AI to generate random cases. Or you can say I want to do some predefined cases. Again, this is the file that is in this folder that came along with it. You can also generate that with Copilot, right? So in this case, I'm just going to use the predefined one, and I'm going to say generate cases. Again, this is the batch size that it uses on my end on the side. Just going to let it run for a few seconds, and then the big moment is there, right? It closes a few, it generates a few. It's really, well, I'm really impressed by the speed of it all. This is actually quite impressive. There we go. Come on. There we go. And now we can go to the Copilot Service Workspace, go to the Home button, and we can see that nothing is nothing is in here just now, right? That was before I did anything. So let me refresh everything. Close this current session. There we go. There we go. And it closed down all of the cases, right? So I'm going to quickly check on all of the cases. Cases, in this case, not my active cases, but all cases. And there they are. So everything is in here. So these came from JSON file, right? And it randomized all of the days on the last X days. And if I click on those cases, you can see that it filled in everything. It filled in the case status. It filled in the descriptions, etc. So really nice coverage to work with. And let's go and see the activities as well. So if I go to activities, to all of the activities, then you can see that there's a bunch of chat transcripts, and it generated all of this. So this is from just today, it generated that today. And this is just all fake. This is all generated transcripts. And you can use all of this to work with, to explore, to do trial runs on, to demo. Really nice.